This is The Gorge, the podcast where my friends and I gorge ourselves on a specific topic.
The Gorge is brought to you by Peanut. Get out of that!
It's by podcast is brought to you by Peanut.
Today's episode is brought to you by Peanut.
Getting into things he shouldn't get into. The podcast is brought to you by Patreon. That's patreon.com/thegorge, where for just $3 a month, you gain access to all of our bonus content, and you get early access to our TTRPG podcast, The Reboot. It's good. We like it. You get a ton of stuff for $3 a month. Please go check it out. That is patreon.com/thegorge. It also gets you exclusive pictures of podcast mascot Peanut the dog, the most annoying creature on the planet, who... Did we feed him? Has he been fed?
No.
That would explain why he's being so annoying. In fact, hold on. My dog doesn't drive me crazy while we record. Hold on.
You go take care of that. I will explain what we are doing today.
Get you some food, pig.
So, you know, the four of us, we have spent a lot of time talking about Fallout as a series. We all love Fallout 4, we love 76, we love the show, we love New Vegas. But the thing that none of us have ever really spent a whole lot of time on is talking about Fallout 3.
Never.
Never
in our 10 years.
You know, and I figured...
The problem with that is that, ultimately, Fallout 4 came first as far as the podcast goes, because it was very recent. And then, because of the television show, we have a new recency bias, which made us go, man, I'm also craving some New Vegas. So we went back to that, and then we just suddenly realized we have so much uncharted territory.
It's true. Now, the thing is, like, to be honest, I haven't played Fallout 3 in, like, a decade at this point.
It's been even longer for me. It's probably been like 15 years for me. Mm-hmm. And like part of what we were talking about, because you're, you know, like, hey, we want to talk about Fallout 3 because it's the one we haven't talked about in the show. But obviously, right. You know, with, you know, and not to get too into it on our shithead loser gamer show. Mm-hmm. But various circumstances being what they are, trying to not spend any money on Xbox games products if it can be helped. I don't own a copy of Fallout 3. Pretend I've never told you this story before. I had it on the Xbox 360 in like 2008, and there was this girl who I thought was cute in high school, and I found out she had an Xbox 360, and I loaned her a copy of it. And then she moved very far away, and I no longer had Fallout 3. And so it's like, I don't own it, and I wasn't gonna rebuy it. So we all agreed, our sportsman's honor, yes, that we are gonna do our Fallout 3 review based on our existing memory of Fallout 3 from however long ago it was we played it.
Right. Yeah, it's been a while.
So apologies if we get some of the details maybe incorrect. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I feel like it's actually kind of more appropriate in the spirit of the Gorge to go a vibes-based, you know, discussion, because the Gorge was primarily about our opinions on things and how we feel about them.
That's right. It's a vibes-based podcast. This is not a fact-based podcast. Okay, kids?
Yeah.
Don't forget that. So, God, where do you even start?
I mean, I guess we start at the beginning, right?
Right?
Yeah. I mean, it is kind of weird to come into this, it being the third game, you know, sure, in the trilogy, in the series. And for me personally, like, I think it's the one that I spent the most of out of the original three.
Yeah.
Like,
fair,
for sure. I think
yeah, absolutely. I've never played 1 or 2, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Neither have I. I'd like to rectify that at some point.
Yeah. I think, you know, obviously there are some things that are definitely better about the first 2, at least as far as I'm concerned.
Sure.
But I think kind of overall they kind of feel more or less the same playing them. It's just that the third one kind of innovated on that.
Right.
And really kind of honed in on the details and
Fallout
kind of
3 famously plays
very much like
similarly to Fallout 1 and 2. Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's obviously a much better looking game, but you know, like, it is ultimately a sequel to the first two, right?
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
so it's like, you know, it is borrowing a lot. It's just, you know, for newer systems, newer audience, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
I do like how it tried to be kind of like. Ultimately, it came across wanting to tell a bit of a different story, because like the first two, that they have their ups and downs. They're a bit more open-ended, despite this one being more quote-unquote open world. But like this one kind of talks about like lineage and legacy and like the paths our fathers lead us, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely.
It's really interesting.
Yeah, no.
And also, like, a really big departure from the first two, and that you get like hit with really early is like this like the Hollywood stunt casting, right? The way they did with like Oblivion when they developed that before. You had what was that actor's name?
Patrick Stewart?
Was it J.K. Simmons? Was it J.K. Simmons? No, it was
No.
Fuck.
Never
mind. But you know, it was a Hollywood actor.
Yeah,
a Hollywood actor, and he's playing your dad, and you're like a little, and you know, it's crazy what they did there. I don't know. I get why, like, you know, I get why they did it because of the Oblivion thing. I just don't know that Fallout 3 really needed that. It's not really what I think of when I think of these games having like real actor stunt casting. I guess it's kind of cool, but I don't know.
It was kind of weird. It was kind of weird hearing Norio Wakamoto's voice at one point in the middle of it.
Yeah, I mean,
about that.
That was.
I mean, I don't know. Fallout 4 has Shinji Mikami in the middle of it for no good goddamn reason. So I suppose in a way, if you think about it, it's
parallels
it's just
in that
tradition.
I was going to ask if Norio Wakamoto was the voice of the ramen selling robot, but I worried it was going. I didn't want to misconstrue that you thought I was talking about Fallout 3 when I said that.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. We don't want to. We want to make sure that we're all very clearly talking about Fallout 3 specifically.
Fallout 3.
Only things that have happened in Fallout 3, the game for the Xbox 360, PS3, and PC.
Yeah.
And definitely. No other consoles.
And no other games.
Right.
No, but I mean, like, you know, the one thing that everybody talks about, right, when it comes to Fallout 3 is the intro, right? The fact that it just kind of, like, starts and is a little abrupt, and suddenly, you know, the next thing you know, you've been kicked out of your vault, and you've got to go out into the big wide wasteland and get in fights and shit, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
You know, it is a little abrupt. It goes really quickly. I mean, you know, the intro to Fallout 3 famously goes really quickly. 1 minute you're minding your own business, and the next you're out getting into trouble out in the wasteland, right?
And it's such a different like gameplay loop too.
Yeah,
like
totally.
It doesn't feel. It's got that really annoying thing where like it cutscenes you the gameplay, and then all of a sudden you're in gameplay, and you're like, oh, this feels like a different game.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it also 3 kind of. It really does assume that you've played the first two, in terms of at least like gameplay. Like,
I mean,
it's
considering how the game starts, you kind of need to play the first two, right?
Right.
Like, otherwise you're gonna be super lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like they tell you it's optional, but honestly, like the heart of the game, if you're coming in not knowing what the first two's about, you're just not gonna get the same experience, and it's a much lesser experience, you know?
Yeah.
I get it. Everyone complains about how much better 2 was compared to 3.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, listen, 3's ending was so bad that they did kind of fix it, so it's fine.
You like the ending to 3?
Well, I liked the new ending to 3. Like, because it's such a big plot hole at the end. Like, it's really stupid, right?
I've never... I mean, the romance thing is so... I don't want to talk about... You know what? We really shouldn't... talk about the ending.
We still really haven't. Like, honestly, before we get out of the opening, I gotta say too, like, I know it gets a lot of flack, but I do really think that the character creator is really impressive. It's honestly I didn't even know, like in 2008, they were letting you like choose the shape of your hog, which I think is like pretty inspiring. Like,
No,
I'm glad that we can do that in video games now. You couldn't do that on like in like 6th gen, God forbid.
No, absolutely.
No, I mean, that was...
Cyberpunk is lifting from it, for sure, right?
Yeah. I mean, Cyberpunk 2077 is definitely pulling a lot of inspiration from Fallout 3 in that
like
regard.
The leveling system.
But like, yeah, the amount of customization you can go into with your character it's really intense, and there's a lot going on there. What I really liked about it was that as you customize your character and as time goes on, your appearance permanently changes.
Yeah.
And like, you can't go back to how you looked previously once you get those like character upgrades.
Right.
Which can be a little detrimental, because sometimes your character can start looking a little goofy against your will. And
yeah, from like all the radiation mutations and stuff, right?
Yeah, from like all the radiation mutations and stuff, like out in the desert. Yeah.
I love the really dumb one that's just like a palette swap of your current existing palette. Except it is the exact same colors, just like washed out so it looks better on a gamma screen.
Yeah. It's just, you know, some of the changes that you get made to like your character appearance and stuff. I do like that as you pick up more gear, your like armor actually changes. Like, I think that's neat.
It's the thing that people
looks a little goofy.
People think that came from Fallout, Sarah, you know, specifically in your regards, people think that came from Fallout 4, but no, like, getting individual pieces of your armor, that was in 3.
See, that's so crazy, because it's so different in Fallout New Vegas.
I know.
And I guess they wanted to simplify. I mean, they did make that game in 18 months.
Yeah, I mean,
so
you have to remember, they have so little time. Like, they had to condense all the stuff down, all like the distinct armor pieces that you get in 3 down to just like the locked down outfits, so that they could actually just model them real quick and get it out the door. But yeah, you would really get, and you get like all these crazy legendary effects on it too, and like make like orient your build around them.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, actually, I'm just thinking about this now. Like, it's funny how, like, with Fallout 3, like, you can have so many different experiences. But there is, like, some vague overlap. And I remember, Sarah, when I was talking to you and we were playing these games, like, years and years ago.
God, yeah.
Even though our playthroughs were, like, completely opposite directions, there was just, like, the slightest, like almost like a crossover between our playthroughs.
Well, yeah, because
like,
you gotta hit similar plot beats, absolutely. Yeah. You know, like,
and but you'd see hints where it's like, well, this doesn't really fit what I'm doing in my playthrough, but like, oh, but that's something that's more relevant in something that Sarah was doing instead.
Yeah, absolutely. It's actually pretty smart. I mean, you get all kinds of, like, the way I was playing. I mean, God, it's been forever since I've played, but I mean, mostly I spent a lot of time, you know, with Fallout 3's famous dune buggies, right?
Yes, right. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and I kind of, I mean, you know, like, you know me, I play these video games, like putzing video games, especially the Bethesda Fallouts.
Right.
They're games that I mostly play to just kind of wander around and get in trouble in. Right. And mostly that took the form in Fallout 3 of just tooling around in dune buggies, like everywhere.
That huge open world you get access to.
That huge open world that, like, has like all kinds of cool vehicles and stuff in it, right?
Yeah, and like Bethesda's known for their like for making that kind of content really well.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Like, you know, I remember spending a lot of time in my playthrough more focused on the various combat arenas that exist.
Yeah.
Throughout Fallout 3.
Oh my God, there's so many. Yeah, totally.
That was such a great way to farm for resources, to get you know, all your better gear and whatnot. Fallout 3 really had some of the most unique weapons as far as I can remember.
Oh yeah, totally.
What were some of your favorite, Ben?
There was the there's the one that just like rapid fire shoots ninja stars.
Oh, see, I didn't play with that one. I played with the one that gave you like ricocheting bullets and stuff like that. That was always my favorite.
That was a really I remember fiddling with that one a lot. That was a lot of fun. My favorite is the one that just shoots out like a stream of lava.
My favorite was the power fist that it was a unique that you could get. Where if you landed a critical, you could steal the weapon off of the enemy you were fighting, like directly.
Oh.
I
didn't think I ever played with that one.
I honestly
love that one.
I don't really have a lot of memorable weapons from Fallout 3 because I actually did a magic build. So.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Right. Okay. Yeah. You know what, Saturn? I never touched magic in Fallout 3. Like I never did a build with that one.
Super janky to me, right? Because
you think, but it's
good.
But it's really honestly, it's probably more powerful significantly than conventional weapons builds. You know, you just have to.
So I never played any magic in Fallout 3. Like what kind of spells do you get?
Well, the kinds you'd expect from a Fallout game.
Yeah, for sure. I would like to know a couple of them.
Well, I know that.
Oh, I don't really remember the names that well. But there's like lightning ones, fire ones. There's one I actually really liked where you could just make people dance all the time.
Oh, cool.
Okay.
With like radiation magic and stuff.
Yeah,
it's very interesting because like we when we talked about Fallout 76 and like the ghoul coming out, like the ghoul perks and stuff, like kind of felt like they were using like magic.
Exactly.
It's really funny to think about how like that started back in 3, didn't it?
Yeah, and then it's crazy. It's really crazy how many like disparate systems are in 3 that they got rid of for New Vegas because they couldn't afford to.
No, yeah, I mean, there were a lot of systems. The thing is, there are a lot of systems in Fallout 3, and they all kind of worked like different video games. So
I loved the score system whenever you got done with like a battle arena.
Yeah.
And if you got A rank or higher, you got to you got to earn a legendary weapon. So like it trained you to get better at actually like doing the combat part of Fallout 3.
Yeah,
a notoriously good thing about Fallout 3.
Fallout 3 is super, super good gunplay, combat, and magic. Yeah,
well, I mean,
absolutely.
I personally, with my playthroughs of Fallout 3, like I adored the gunplay, and it felt great for me. I know a lot of people have had different issues with that, which kind of really comes down to like what you're putting into the game when you first start.
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
Like if I'm gonna focus on the gunplay and I'm gonna take advantage of all these very unique and weirdly customizable guns, that's one thing. But if other people are gonna focus on on magic or on the exploration aspect, that's you're not gonna have as much fun with the weaponry.
No, yeah, you have to really kind of focus in on like one specific thing. You gotta kind of have to make it like your own personal like video game in a way, because otherwise I think all these systems kind of like crash together and turn into, I mean, if you try to do everything in the game, it's gonna turn into a mess.
Yeah.
Right? So
much like
for
Fallout
me,
76, my favorite way to play.
Much like Fallout 76, the best video game of them all.
Right.
You can't try to do everything in Fallout 3. It's not possible. But I did typically focus like on exploration with the dune buggies, as we discussed, and the platforming. I loved the platforming in Fallout 3. Like all the
it had some pretty good platforming. Yeah, a lot of the areas you could explore and kind of like navigate around were a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, like it definitely had, because like 2, right, had platforming too, and 1, I mean that's what it was a platformer, obviously.
Right.
But 2, like it had it, but it felt kind of, what's the word, vestigial, right? Like
grueling.
The first game was a platformer. So the second game needs to have some of that stuff. But then the third game was like, actually, we should probably like reorientate to make it feel a bit more natural. The setting helped with that a lot, I think.
Yeah.
To just like,
I loved the city bits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really weird to go back to like the city after you spend so much time out with the dune buggies in the desert. But it does mean you get access to hover cars again, and hover cars are cool, so it's fine. Yeah. And you know, I can't help it. I feel like all I ever talk about when I talk about Fallout 3 is the vehicle section. But again, it was my favorite part, like hands down. So
Bethesda notoriously good at vehicles.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Game definitely doesn't fall apart if you go too fast, so don't worry about it.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to ask Saturn and Oates, because I'm pretty sure Sara also played her playthroughs in third person. Did you play in first person or third person?
Third person.
I did third person. I pulled my camera way out too.
Okay. Yeah, I did third person as well. Because there's the option to play in first person starting in 3. Like 3 is the first one to have a first person mode. But it didn't feel very good. Like it was kind of awkward to play for me in first person.
Honestly, I didn't learn that there was a first person mode until you just brought it up now.
Yeah, I don't think I knew that either. Honestly, like it was kind of a problem because like my camera is so far pulled back out that like I'd go into like one of those, you know, like when you go into like a building or whatever, and there's like you know, they have those trip wires all around, and I just couldn't fucking see shit, and I'd constantly walk into them, and I just watch the entire room explode, and it was kind of a pain in my ass.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
For me, it was it wasn't the combat per se so much; it was the boss fights. Like really, I don't want to say cinematic, but they were certainly more
dramatic?
set PC.
Oh,
set PC than the whole rest of the game.
Yeah.
Anytime you like walked into like, oh, that's a boss room. I know what I'm coming in for.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Time for one loading screen, and then walk down a corridor, and then another loading screen because this is gonna be a big one.
It's gonna be a big one. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
I was less impressed with the boss fight. I mean, I'm glad you were happy. I feel like some of the boss fights were a little underwhelming. All things considered, they felt more like puzzle bosses than anything.
Well, yeah, when you fight against the guy who's like a judge, but he seemed like a fox, he's not really.
Sure.
He feels really boring, but not in like not in like, oh, this combat is like lackluster way, so much as like I don't know, this is all you got. It's just a guy my size.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, I don't know. Like, I think a lot of the boss fights had quite a lot of personality. Like, they had that whole one that had like a musical number attached to it, like his own custom, like you know. And it's like that's just a lot of work. You know, there's not a lot of video games putting that kind of work into their boss fights.
The mobile defense platform fight was really cool.
You know what, Saturn? I remember that boss fight with the musical number. But in my playthrough, it was a woman. So that's very interesting. We had that difference going on.
It's based on choices, I think.
I know.
The
There's
kind of video game you're playing. Maybe that's about to change.
I don't know how I feel about my choices being able to influence someone else's gender. I haven't thought about myself like that before.
I don't think it's a gender thing. It is like which NPC is alive after you nuke Megaton.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, that would make sense. That would track. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a minute.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of like other things that are crazy and interesting about. My dog is snoring so loudly over there, it's distracting. About Fallout 3. Obviously, we talked a little bit about your dad, but we should talk about your dad a little bit more. Because your dad is an important character. He's like the most important, not the most important character, but certainly up there. One of the more interesting new characters anyways. And
it's interesting. You know. It's very interesting to define your character's legacy with a father that you very rarely speak of, but his influence is felt.
100% Ben, though. Like, his name is never actually spoken aloud.
He's just your father.
But the very fact that if you played the original games, you know who your dad is, and it influences every single action that happens among the characters around you. Again, it's like the legacy of him lingers and it's not just you that everybody like is looking for. It's
yeah, in a way, your dad is like a way more influential character than yourself, despite you being the one doing all like the gameplay and stuff. But like he's the one who has like any like degree of power in the setting. And you know, he's kind of intimidating and kind of stern, but like there's this kind, you know, eventually as the story progresses and you kind of get to know each other, you realize that like, oh, you know, he has that kind of soft inner like part of himself that you've been missing out on, and it's really good. It's probably the more like one of the more interesting things in a game that kind of otherwise like doesn't have a lot that's super interesting in the plot. It mostly is just like your standard kind of doomsday story.
But adding this familial aspect to it.
Yeah, it helps.
I mean, I actually got quite a lot of the familial aspect in my playthrough. I actually, I don't know if this happened to the rest of you. I actually met like my sister, and like,
oh shit,
and like, God help me, you know.
So I got.
That's all I can really say. Just like
I see. I didn't even know that was an option. I'll be real with you.
I don't even want to spoil what she looks like for you, because you'd be like, trust me, I know you.
I met someone who could, I don't know if it's the same character, Saturn, but I met someone who could kind of be considered my sister, but due to like the circumstances, it's kind of like there's a familial aspect to it, but it's not. It's vague enough that it could go either way.
Right.
It's like a Fire Emblem Faith situation.
It's kind of less of like a sibling and more like a female counterpart that you encounter.
I see.
Oh, I guess that kind of counts.
Yeah. That's who I discovered.
I got the really cool ending because it foreshadows 4. Like it kind of has the lead up to 4, where you don't fight your dad or anything, but you do fight the original version of you, because it turns out you were the synth.
Man, you know,
really
it's crazy how Fallout 3 set up synths that early. You know?
No, crazy, right?
Yeah, with like Harkness and all them too.
Yeah,
you know,
the Institute and all that stuff. Like, yeah, it makes sense, I guess. I mean, that's standard Bethesda fare of pulling from an older game into the newer game as like the setup. Yeah.
There's just so much like lore and like cool secret shit you can find in just like side quests, even like unmarked side quests. It's kind of crazy.
There's because there's so many side quests in
Fallout 3. Fallout 3 is packed to the brim with side quests.
Bursting to the teeth.
One of the cool things I liked about doing the side quests in Fallout 3 is that sometimes you didn't really get like a material reward. Sure. But you got like a currency that you could spend on like bonuses, which I always thought was really cool. Like it was like, this is like kind of like a pre-achievements thing.
Yeah.
Like it was like internal achievements that you could do to get like stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Which is weird because it came out on the 360, so you'd think it would have achievements, but they just didn't really bother.
I mean, they were more interested in like their internal achievement system.
Like there was the achievements list. There was the achievements list, obviously, but then there was like in-game, like, oh, you did this, like you get an upgrade within this game for that.
Yeah, you get a thing, exactly. So
just
I
like
get
when
it.
Just like when you kill a house with the golf club, you get a unique
in-game achievement.
Yeah.
See,
an experience bonus that you wouldn't otherwise get.
I never found those. Like, I knew there was supposed to be one of those for clearing the game on the like highest difficulty on permadeath or whatever, but I never bothered with all that.
I see. That makes sense. I mean, you know, some of them they are. I mean, I don't blame you. Some of them are kind of pain in the ass to collect, and like, you know, hunting them down. They're pretty sparse, and they blend in with like the with like the background, like the kind of color palette.
Yeah.
Of the game. Like it all kind of it's all very brown, you know, which is fine. It works for the setting. But it does make finding things kind of a pain in the ass sometimes, right? So,
yeah.
I get it. I get why you wouldn't fool with it.
this was before like markers existed on the map to indicate where you had to like look for it with your eyeballs.
Yeah, you had to like really hunt it down. There was not a lot of hand holding. You know what I mean?
sometimes you'd even see it and you'd be like, okay, well, how do I get there?
Yeah, how do I get to it? Exactly. Yeah, very. I'm well aware. Trust me, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God for that mini map in the Pip-Boy.
Yeah, mini map was good.
It was.
I never found it very helpful, but like it was there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was mostly useful for keeping track of all the things on screen trying to kill me, so nothing could like sneak up on me, especially out in the open world. I don't know. I liked it.
Well, see, that's why I always played with my really pulled out third-person camera. Nothing could ever sneak up on me.
That's smart. That is smart.
I do want to ask, since the cast in Fallout 3 is so dynamic and fun.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite like party member or companion?
God, I mean, he's kind of annoying, but like your main like sidekick companion,
like the one you get like right away.
Yeah, the one who stays with you from the who's with you at the very beginning of the game. He's like annoying and kind of like a flirt, but I don't know. He has a lot of charm.
Oh, he's got charm for in spades.
Yeah. He's very funny. I can't help myself. He gets all the funniest lines, you know. So
he really does.
Yeah.
I don't mean to like be me about it. I mean, I guess you know what I say be me. I know Shia agrees, but my favorite was always the kind of sassy, angry goth that you get like really early on as a party member. Like in like the first area.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Classic Saturn response. Yeah.
Of course, I think Saturn would go for that one immediately.
Like you just show me a kind of a prickly goth, and I'd like that
you latch onto it.
They're in the party.
Yeah.
You know,
they'd stick around forever. Absolutely. I get
it.
You're
not gonna dump them for anyone else.
No.
Honestly, it's kind of crazy the degree to which the game makes sure you runs into this character, because if you try to avoid meeting this character, they will forcibly you to meet this character due to a plot thing before you even get to Tenpenny Tower.
It's kind of a plot contrivance, yeah, but I mean, it's fine.
It's such a Bethesda thing to be like, no, you will meet them.
You have to. There is no skipping it, yeah.
Because the problem is if you don't meet them, you'll never get the Gek, and like you need that for the plot.
Yeah, 100%.
Oates, what about you?
Oh, I really liked the mission control girl who had kind of a crush on you, but like never got resolved or anything. It was just kind of like a throwaway thing. Always there for you. Kind of useless most of the time, but she had spirit, you know.
She's got charm.
You mean the one that's she's not really technically like a party member, but she's always around.
And sure, she committed a couple of women's wrongs and is kind of responsible for the conflict in the first game, but who among us hasn't, you know?
Right. No, God, we all love a problematic woman, honestly.
Yeah. I am also, much like Sarah, a big fan of the one of the party member you get like right away and is always with you. But I really greatly appreciated his more intellectual side than his like snarkiness.
Yeah, for sure.
That snarkiness is there, but like him being like the smart one of the team was had a lot of interesting dynamics with that.
I mean, totally. I don't really recall their intelligence stat being particularly high, but maybe it's another playthrough difference thing.
It's
it's their dialogue, you know, like it doesn't really reflect in what their special stats are, because you know that's a whole completely like mostly irrelevant to the actual plot. But it's like
there's no W in special, Saturn.
That's right.
Yeah.
Maybe there should be. Maybe they should be special.
I don't want to be special.
Special.
Yeah, luck.
Yeah.
I'm specialist little girl.
I'm always saying this.
Yeah, she is actually frequently called that, which is very funny to me.
Oh, yeah. That's good to know. Okay.
No, mine. I think mine would have preferred special.
Okay.
Understandable. Okay. Gosh.
What was your favorite like collectible like side thing besides Sarah's?
You know my answer. It's gonna be getting more
vehicle parts.
More vehicles. It's getting more vehicles. I like all the races and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what? I gotta go back to the weapons because those are collectibles in and of themselves. Like the amount of creative weapons you can unlock in that game, like like really special weapons. Like, I was just like every single one of them was just an absolute delight to mess around with. Except for like a few of the melee ones weren't very fun. And there was one that just never really worked right, which was the shield launcher. The engine was not compatible with what the idea they had for it was.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I know we talked about them like having dune buggies or whatever, but Bethesda's really inconsistent in being able to program any amount of physics correctly. It's kind of a miracle the dune buggies even work.
We really had to wait until Fallout 4 for that junk jet prototype to actually work.
Yeah, but you know, it's a cool idea in practice, but in execution, not so much.
I'm trying to think what my favorite collectible was, because like I'm not counting the stuff, like I'm not counting, like the bobbleheads and like the worms and stuff where like they give you like permanent mechanical bonuses, because that to me is like a gameplay abstraction more than a collectible.
Right.
I also just really like to collect outfits, Yeah,
good fashion.
That's
good
fair.
Fashion.
That's fair. Yeah.
This was back in the era when you could afford to get like really creative with different outfits and like customization with characters, because like it was not the graphics weren't realistic enough that like it would look weird if your character looked completely different.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
What about you, Oates?
Oh, for me it was there was like a side mission you could do as soon as you were done with like the tutorial, right? Where you could learn that the Pip-Boy has programs that you can find out in the world, like little discs or whatever. And they gave you permanent toggleable perks. But if you were to turn more and more of them on, you got less experience for it.
I don't think I ever encountered that system. That sounds cool.
I never played with that system at all. Yeah,
So
there's
you
so
know
much
what?
in this video game. Contains multitudes.
You could have like a thing where like you could increase, like there were multiple different ones that would increase your max health, and you could slap all of them on and have, like start off the game if you decided to like visit every place possible to just pick them up before you even started doing any like side quests or like the main story or whatever. You could just walk in with like a level 100 level like health bar.
Yeah.
You know what?
You get less experience points as a result.
With each one you added on, you got like 5% less experience. It was really fun.
I think I avoided that mechanic, Oates, because in the first game the wording of a similar system was very unclear, and I kind of was like turned off from that going forward.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not understanding this right. I'm not even gonna mess with it.
Yeah, no, it's too convoluted. I definitely prefer to keep it a little bit more simple. A little bit more straightforward, just kind of follow the plot, enjoy all the different weirdos you encounter, cool warrior guys, talking parrots, the usual stuff. It kind of,
the fascist government you thought died out returning out of nowhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
right?
for sure.
A new type of fascist government, kind of the same as the old type of fascist government. But with like a weird religious angle. Yeah.
Characters you thought were done and then coming back and still like being a real present force.
Yeah, but it's like, damn, I wish that they had been handled any better in the third game, right? Like,
yeah, I mean,
I feel like a lot of the character writing for some of these returning characters feels like character assassination. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. I guess I'm still salty about the romance at the end of the game, but it's fine. I I don't know what they were thinking, but don't worry about it. They fix it in the next game, so it's
yeah. I mean, in my
playthrough
playthrough of all various games, like they could never keep it consistent with romance. So like it's one of those things where I'm just kind of discarding it whenever it's present. It's like watching an episode of Star Trek where some hot new delegate comes on board the ship. You're
Sure.
okay, well, you know what? I'm not even gonna try to invest in this.
No, this is gonna be over in no time. Yeah, no, I get that. It was just so abrupt. It truly comes out of nowhere, and you're left at the end of the game just being like, what the fuck was that?
I felt like the romance was like a little overtuned, but I gotta say, like, I know it was kind of like you could see it coming when in character creation they did let you pick the shape of your hog, but also like they really just went in there for some of those scenes you get, and I'm like, damn, all right. Someone put quite a lot of effort into this.
Early Bethesda engine, like putting those resources into that animation.
Yeah, considering what they had to do to get a train working in that game, I didn't think it was possible for them.
Having all of these like hogs and stuff flopping around. For sure.
I had actually read an interview at one point about like the one sound designer on that game. I can't remember his name. It was like, I had to do all the Foley work, and it was mostly just me like tonguing my hand into a microphone, which is imagine getting paid like whatever amount of money you get paid to do that.
Dream job, absolutely.
I think that's what he was calling it when he was making those sounds into his mouth to emulate to emulate coital noise.
Oh god. Well, it's a strange mixed bag of a game. Can we talk about the tone issues? Can we talk about the weird tone issues? The way things kind of like
so bad.
It's so weird, right? Like there's parts of it where you're cruising along and like the vibes are so immaculate, and like there's all this, everything's building towards something. Your dad dies, right? Like the big thing at the end of Act 3 is like, or I guess the beginning of Act 3.
Right.
It's like your dad dies and like you're super pissed about it, and then just like a few minutes later, bam, there's a comedy beat, right?
Right.
And you're like, I don't know how I'm supposed to feel right now, Fallout 3.
This feels inconsistent, yeah.
This feels very inconsistent to me.
God, your dad died in your playthrough? I didn't even know it was possible.
Dude, yes, no, my dad died in my playthrough. He got blown the fuck up, man.
It was rough.
And they let the guy who did it just get away with it, man. It's crazy. I need to go back and play the game the way you three did, because otherwise there's just no satisfaction.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of sitting here like, I kind of want to know who it is who killed your dad, because I feel like we should be like throwing that guy a toast or something. Like the world would be a way better place if your dad died.
That's
horrible. That's not how it feels at all.
Because, like with mine, it started off with us going like, I mean, I guess because I had like an old save bonus or whatever, but like mine starts off with like, oh yeah, your dad's been dead a while.
Damn,
like
totally different. God, so
you got the old save bonuses carryovers.
Yeah,
isn't it crazy how they don't do that anymore? Because I got those too, and it's like, man, back in the day when you could just do that, you could like read your like save data and be like, oh yeah, you played the first game. Here's some stuff for free.
Mm-hmm.
God, I mean, like, I never played, like, the first two, but I also didn't even know it was possible, because those games came out so long ago, I didn't even think it would be, like... I didn't even know the third game could read those saves.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's one of those things, like, I guess, like, if you at any point switched consoles, obviously they couldn't read anything.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
But, like, no, yeah, I got the save bonuses, and it's kind of funny talking about dads. In my playthrough, I realized I never actually met him.
Did you
like
not?
all I did was hear stories from his associates.
Yeah, mine was kind of a similar situation where like we all live in the wake of my father's actions.
Right, yeah. And it's like, but like, they do such a good job of it that like, I forget that I never actually met him face to face.
No, I see what's happening here. Okay, here's the thing, you guys. When you first meet the guy, you don't know he's your dad.
Right, yeah.
And it's plot stuff that happens. Like, that was your dad, right? Like, plot stuff is what, like, reveals to you that he is your dad. Because at least for me, I meet the guy and he's super gruff and kind of, like, you know, rude, but stern, and, like, noble, like, warrior king type motherfucker.
God, getting the Sara lens on my dad in this thing. Like, imagination on this girl.
Yeah, we're just really running wild right now. I know.
Just really sanding down those rough edges into something a little more sexually attractive, let's say.
Well, look.
You don't have to do a lot of sanding down with that design. I don't know.
I mean, I understand.
God, you people are insane. All right. I'm happy for you.
From what I remember from Sara telling me about her playthrough, like her like the way that she allied with the raiders, like really humanized them.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like, you ally with the raiders, you're out in the desert, like you meet like their leader. Turns out he's your dad, and like, I don't know. There's just this very kind of interesting, like, what's even the word? Not like really like warrior culture, like survivalist culture. In the city, and it's awesome. And it eventually turns out, you find out literally seconds before he dies that he's your dad, and then you just have to go like, oh, that was my dad, he just died, and now we're
You're
doing
just left
a comedy.
In the wake of
and then they do a comedy beat like 15 minutes later, and you're like, I don't know how.
Well, if it's good enough for Final Fantasy VII.
Final Fantasy VII. It's good enough for Fallout 3, I guess.
That's true.
God damn, I guess so. You know, in a way, you're right, because your dad dies, and then you have to do this dumbass it's like an on rails section where you're like dodging obstacles and shit. And like, it's really fun. The problem is it's really, really fun. But you're like, but my dad just died. I liked my dad. I didn't even know he was my dad, but I liked him. That's horrible.
I personally love the part that comes after that, where like you basically do the raid, but like entirely by yourself as you climb the tower. Fucking kicks ass.
That is cool.
Yeah, that is cool. I don't think God. So here's the crazy thing about that. Like, Sara, I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
In my playthrough, that guy was not my dad. He
crazy.
Very explicitly was not my dad. He talked about my dad as if he was a different person.
Fallout 3 contains multitudes, y'all.
It's so crazy how much depth is in this game.
It's been like 15 years. I don't even think I ever went to the desert or met that guy.
You're missing out. The desert's the best part. It's
a
big map. The desert's the best part of the game. Not gonna lie to you.
Like, your home base is in the desert.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, like it's a big game. You can kind of walk around wherever.
Yeah, Saturn. I'm pretty sure Saturn like just didn't go to the desert around it. Like, you know.
I think what happened is I know it's kind of uncommon, but I think I ended up in one of those playthroughs where, like, because, you know, when you go to the desert, it's kind of like there's an option to go somewhere else, but you don't realize if you go somewhere else, you kind of miss out on going to the desert while it's still, like, relevant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so I just never, in like the one real big playthrough I did, I just never went to the desert. Because, like, by the time I realized I could go back to the desert, I just didn't have a reason to go there.
You missed out on dune buggies, Saturn. It's fucked up.
Fuck that.
I know.
So that's my problem. Is I was always moving through that game so fucking slow, and I kept thinking, like, damn, I could really go for a dune buggy right now.
I could go for a fucking dune buggy right now, man.
I like my magic build is really squishy, and I feel like the extra armor of being in a dune buggy would have been really helpful.
You know, it probably would have.
Yeah. What were you saying, Oates? Sorry, we were laughing. We were laughing too hard about Dune Buggy. Dune Buggies kick ass. I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
I know.
I'm sorry.
That's why we should all do the New Vegas trip so we can rent a dune buggy and just take it out to go to Good Springs.
Put me in a dune buggy, and you won't walk out of it alive. Are you kidding me? I would have way too much fun.
These things can roll, right?
The problem is we're being very unfortunately typical Reddit-brained Fallout fans, where we can't even talk for an hour about Fallout 3 without also talking about how much we want to do a New Vegas tourism trip.
I know.
That's the problem. The
problem is that ultimately the reason why we haven't talked about Fallout 3 that much in the past is that there's really not that much to talk about in this game. Like, I know we keep saying it's like huge and diverse, but also we're kind of like we're only 45 minutes into this episode. We're already kind of struggling to find things to talk about.
Saturn, are you having a hard time thinking of things to talk about in Fallout 3? Because I could think of things to talk about.
The thing that you wanted to talk about in this you were the one who suggested the Fallout 3 episode.
Yeah, I think
I got all kinds of stuff to talk about in Fallout 3. I love conceptually the final boss, but like in execution, it's just kind of fucking lame, right? Like, it's your rival from another game turned into a robot, and it should be cool and sexy, but it's just squandered. Man, it's not fair, you know?
See, I argue that it is significantly cooler than Fallout 4's idea of trying to one-up that was so fucking lackluster, because it goes, well, yeah, but what if after fighting like your extremely cool robot Virgil, except it's secretly you've been the robot Virgil the whole time.
Oh,
and then
that's kind of fucking lame.
So that's like, it's cool, right? And then 4, you get to that point where you're like, okay, so what is the final boss? I have effectively killed myself and achieved ego death. What's next for me? And it's just one of the Institute mad scientists, and that's
it's not the same. Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same.
Well, the thing about
like, oh, he's got a gun.
The thing about my playthroughs is that, for me, it wasn't the final boss for my playthrough was not actually a rival from a previous game. I mean, I defeated my rival from a previous game earlier on.
Yeah.
The final boss was a new guy, and then he kept showing up in like 4 and onward. Like, he just kept showing up as like the de facto main villain.
I see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Maybe it's just because I did the magic build, but like, my final boss could kind of kick ass. Like,
I know.
It was this big ass mutant thing, and you had to like stand on top of it to fight it, and like all this other crazy shit.
Oh yeah, that sounds sick as hell. Yeah, no.
Don't get me wrong. I also had to stand on a platform to fight my giant version of final boss, and I'm not saying he's not cool. It's just saying,
I had to like stand on my final boss while I was fighting.
It like swings up and tries and hits you and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, it's complicated to explain.
Oh. Okay.
I mean,
honestly, I just need to do a magic.
Yeah, I need to do a magic playthrough. Yes, apparently.
I mean, that's what we're doing. We make people listen to this stupid fucking podcast now, aren't we?
That was how Phase 1 worked, and then Phase 2 happens, and then you fight him, and it's like you're fighting like the cool power armored shell that's housing this cool dude, and at the very end, you fight literally in the epicenter of a nuked crater. And it's just you versus yourself. Coolest thing in the world.
That's cool.
That is cool.
That's fucking lame.
It's fascinating how
I'm sorry that
different.
your boss that you chose the worst route.
And you think it would be sick because it's your bad fucking rival character who's trying to steal your girl in the last game, and he shows up as like a fucked up robot because he got blowed up in the second game.
Right.
And you think, oh yeah, fuck yeah, we're gonna get some yaoi. There's no yaoi.
No, he's gross in that game,
sad.
so it's fine.
There's nothing. It's so tragic. I mean, that game is good, but it could have been. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That last romance at the end of the game, though.
Yeah.
Goddamn. It's just head slap. That's all it was. I want to know who is responsible for that last kiss, because I'm gonna find them and I'm gonna shake them. I know they fix it in the next game. But like, it still kind of ruins the end of that game that is otherwise pretty dang good, except for all the weird shit in it. But like, you know,
it's the third game. They had finally figured out a lot of what they wanted it to be, but there's still like enough like experimentation that you're like, you didn't quite figure out the good parts from the previous two to include in this one.
It's tragic. I'm running out of things to say about 3.
I think I've firmly established what my playthrough was like, and I think I know the playthroughs the rest of you went through.
I know Saturn's playthrough.
Well, yeah, because someone in the fucking chat said the route name. It pisses me off.
I figured it out before. Sorry.
I knew exactly. You said one thing and it tipped me off, Saturn. So can we finally show our hand? Because I don't know what oats and bends are.
Okay.
Okay. So
Sarah
it's
did
April.
Jack.
By the way, April Fools. Our gimmick that we proposed for this is that we are going to talk about games that aren't Fallout 3. We'll talk about Fallout 3 at the end. We'll have to guess.
It's actually really hard to do that because it's 4 people talking about 4 different things, and you're trying to springboard off each other. Anyways, I have not looked at chat. Except for one little joke where Shia was like, "This doesn't sound like Fallout 3." I'm like, "It's Fallout 3."
Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay. I was gonna say, like, here's what we do.
Sorry.
I'm gonna type my guesses in the Discord chat. We're all gonna press enter at the same time.
I like can't do that because my keyboard is really fucked up.
Can you use your phone?
I guess so. I literally have no. Okay, I'm just gonna guess. Okay.
Wouldn't it just be easier to just go? All right. So, other 3 people. What did this person go? And everyone just says it at the same time.
Let's see.
No,
not at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna type. Hold on. I'm gonna type my shit in.
I'm gonna type I typed mine in the chat, and I'm gonna do a countdown of 1, 2, 3. We're gonna press enter on 3.
Okay.
On 3.
Okay, 1 second. I have to space this so it takes up less fucking vertical space in the chat. I'm trying to be considerate.
Okay.
Okay, I'm ready.
1 second. I'm ready.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Everyone guessed mine unanimously because I was laying very thick on it.
Yeah, everybody. Mine was super easy too. Oats's was the hardest.
Nobody landed me.
Oats's was the hardest.
Really?
Yeah.
I
had a couple of guesses, but every time I thought like, oh, it's probably this, you'd say something where I'm like, it couldn't possibly be this. So what the fuck?
I thought because you mentioned like grade, right? Like getting graded at the end of battles and stuff. So I'm thinking, that's a Tales game.
Sarah is the closest. I think.
Is it like Breath of Fire or something like that?
What did you land? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Saturn was the closest because it's still a Capcom game.
Which one was it?
Capcom.
Actually, I guess we can. Oh,
Mega Man Zero game.
So we'll announce it to everyone who's listening to this. Mine was Ratchet and Clank, specifically Ratchet and Clank Up Your Arsenal, but I had to pull from Rift Apart and from Crack in Time as well.
That was my fucking second guess.
That's the thing is at first I thought you were going to do Up Your Arsenal because it's the third one, but then you mentioned the female counterpart. I'm like, well, it's Rift Apart. But then none of the other stuff worked with my memory of what was in Rift Apart. So I'm like, I guess it's Rift Apart? ?
I'm gonna count Rift Apart as getting it correctly because it's Ratchet and Clank.
See, I said Hades because female counterpart, and because that's kind of like Melanoy, and then also shield launcher. I'm like, oh, that's Hades. Plus your dad. I mean, I guess Hades 2 more so. I should have said.
Yeah,
I'd still be wrong.
The thing that gave away Ratchet and Clank for me was when you were talking about your favorite character, and you were like, you're like first party member. I'm like, yeah, okay, it's Ratchet and Clank. It's definitely Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, we both went for the buddy cop mascot platformer, which is very fun.
I really thought I had tipped my hand to Sarah when I was like, oh yeah, our games crossed over sometimes.
Ah, you're right. I'm
oh, that's so funny.
I fixated too hard on the fucking shield launcher thing and other stuff like that, and I was like, Hades? No, I'm stupid. Yeah.
I guess let's say what Sarah's is next.
So mine is Jack 3, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Everybody got mine right.
Yeah, here's the thing. Here's the unfortunate truth. At first, it took me a little while. There was a lot of things I was going through. The instant you mentioned hover cars, I'm like, oh, it's Jack.
Dune buggies,
yeah, the dune buggies.
No, not even the dune buggies, because you mentioned going back to the city and there's hover cars again. I'm like, oh, okay, it's Jack.
Oh, it was smart
because I don't remember 3 that well, but I remember 2 was all about being in the city with hover cars, and you're like, yeah, you go back to the city and you get hover cars again. I'm like, oh, okay.
It was the second you mentioned dune buggies, I was like, oh, it's Jack.
Yeah,
driving around.
I also had the exact same. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I know exactly.
It's my favorite thing about that video game. The thing is, that video game is aesthetically so close to a Fallout game in so many ways that I was like, that's perfect. That's easy, right?
It was Sarah. You know what's funny is I was also thinking like early on. I'm like, I should pick Jak 3.
That would have been so funny if you both picked the same game.
It just would have turned into a Jak 3 podcast at that
we
point.
would have just
me and Ben yapping away at each other.
It would have just been Sarah and I Spider-Man pointing at each other the entire recording.
Anyway,
Saturn, yours was.
I picked the installment of games that has 4 games, and we've been waiting on a 5th one, and it's never fucking coming out.
Yeah.
Good point.
So,
Smart.
Oates, when you were talking about like your mission control person, I was thinking, oh, it's the bonfire lady from Dark Souls. That's who...
I actually gave a different hint earlier when I said no, not special. It'd be special. The mission control girl's name is CL.
Oh,
I see.
And then I gotta say, oh, go ahead.
Okay, I just assumed DMC because you're like, okay, well, you mentioned it has a score system. And then, like, it's about your dad, who kind of is in the background, when I was thinking of Sparta.
Yeah, no, that's smart. Yep. That's a smart guess.
Yeah.
And then I think the other thing was, like, at first I was like, well, I went for DMC 3, but I'm like, what else he mentioned mission control, so I guess maybe that could be her, like, trying to do fucking inventor girl from 5.
Yeah, Nico from 5. Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally.
But I wasn't sure.
I deliberately kept some stuff vague so that people would think it might be Metal Gear. Or,
no, you came close.
Devil May Cry instead.
No, that's very smart. You did really good.
I was very forward with mine because I knew for a fact that none of you had fucking played it. And so I was like, I just need to be obvious with it because I don't want to like do deep cuts and just be like, they have no chance.
Saturn tipped their hand for me because the minute they mentioned goth girl that the game forces on you, I was like, I know who that is. I know who that bitch is.
Yeah, that was at that point. I think one of our little spoilers in the text chat had already said it. So I'm just like, whatever. I'll just have it. We can have an easy one here. It's fine.
I saw it.
Max brought up the important one that immediately tipped me off, which was Hog, and I was like, no, they could only be that one.
Yeah,
my first really, because I thought like Hogs would be like, okay, yeah, you can confuse this with Cyberpunk maybe. The one that was me actually, my earliest one tipping my hand was confusing Liam Neeson for J.K. Simmons, because J.K. Simmons is in Baldur's Gate 3.
I did not know that.
I didn't know that.
So, he's like the second act bad guy.
That's so funny.
That's great.
Shit, I gotta play.
I can't believe I've seen so much about Baldur's Gate 3 and no one ever has posted, hey, J.K. Simmons is in this game.
Yeah, well, it's because he's not. You can't fuck him, so nobody cares.
Yeah. That's right. That's basically it.
If I didn't see it in chat that someone had correctly guessed it already, the description of Shadowheart would have tipped the hand for me.
Yeah.
I would have gotten it.
Yeah, I should have tried. I should have tried a little more to like think of a comp. The problem is Fallout 3 is not a game that has a whole lot of interesting side characters, and so like I didn't really have the wherewithal to go like, who's a side character who's very directly comparable to someone in Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah.
And I just answered with my heart, which is the angry goth girl.
You did good. This was the thing is, it's really hard.
This is a harrowing challenge.
I actually could have kept going because there is enough parallels to Fallout 3 and Mega Man Zero 3 that I was just like, I could keep complaining about different shit if I really wanted to.
Yeah, like the thing is... Oh, go ahead.
I will also say for the audience at home, I am glad that independently we all decided to do the third entry in a particular series. Because that, I have to stress, that was not part of the stipulation. The only thing we stipulated when he came up with this bit is that it has to be a game that isn't Fallout 3.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, Saturn. The bit is easier if you have a half-truth. So you do have to think of the third installment in comparison.
Chat's so mad.
Yeah, no, guys, I have to stress, that did not come up. The literal only thing is it's going to be a game that's not Fallout. And we did no consulting. We did not like make sure that anyone's overlapped or anything. It was just we're going to talk about a game that isn't Fallout and see how that goes. And we all independently went, well, obviously it has to be the third entry in a particular thing.
Well, because like for me, like because literally Jak 3 it does have a bit where your dad dies at the very end of the game, right?
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's so easy. I can totally just use that and like springboard off of that like a lot.
Mine had the like shitty cliffhanger ending that makes you go like, wait, that was it? I want a fucking refund. And then they made the fourth one and fixed it.
Mine admittedly was a bit of like, the decision was like, well, I played this game and they didn't, so it'll be easy for me to riff, but also like I know it's big enough that they would be able to like lock onto something and guess it, right? Mm-hmm. But the other thing is like I was trying to think of like bits I would get into before like we did the thing, and one of the things we never got to because we didn't actually linger on the Megaton and Tenpenny bit is I did kind of want to try and subtly do a thing of like all of Baldur's Gate 3's first act as being the Megaton versus Tenpenny Towers quest, because Baldur's Gate 3's Act 1 similarly has there's a good town and an evil town, and you have to like choose which one you want to side with or whatever before you can progress. Yeah. But we didn't end up locking into that, and I felt I didn't want to like go back and fixate on it, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so funny.
I eventually settled on Ratchet and Clank because it's one that I know the three of you. I don't think any of you have played a Ratchet and Clank game.
I haven't.
I watched my ex play Rift Apart.
Okay.
In person, but I haven't actually put hands on one myself.
Okay, and Oates, have you ever played Ratchet and Clank?
Nope.
Okay, so yeah, I knew no one would pick that one, but also I was like, oh, I can talk about like how it's a big satire on capitalism and corporations, like Fallout is, and then that never came up.
Yeah.
I will say, aside from the obvious things, the one that made me lock in that it was definitely Ratchet and Clank and probably Rift Apart is when we were talking about armor, and I brought up the outfits thing, and you kind of also honed in on that, because one of the things I remember about Rift Apart is you can get a little costume for him.
Yeah.
For Ratchet, that kind of makes him look like Pippa.
Yeah, you can. There's one. But no, actually, I was riffing on, because different outfits are like a thing in Ratchet and Clank games entirely. Like the entire series has that idea. But like the thing is that like when you upgrade your armor in Ratchet and Clank, it's like a permanent upgrade, and you can't scale back to like the way the rest of the armors look, which sucks because the final armors in both Going Commando and Up Your Arsenal completely cover Ratchet's face in cutscenes as well. And so when you do a new game plus, his face is just completely obscured in every cutscene.
Great.
Oh, that sucks. Yeah.
So you have to either play as the classic Ratchet costume or the beachwear Ratchet costume.
Yeah. The thing is, in Jak 3, there's also an element of finding pieces of armor, and it like adds to his fit as the game goes on, right?
Yeah.
That was Sarah. That was the thing that locked me in for Jak 3, because I remember that was Jak putting shoulder pads on,
on and cool shit like that.
Yeah.
Also, Shia. I saw Shia say, "I feel so mad about this. I only ever played Jak 1 and 2. You should play Jak 3. That game is good, but also kind of insane."
Yeah.
Also, sorry about the spoilers for Jak 3, the best one.
The best one ? But also the best one for sure.
Yeah.
But you should still play it anyways, because it has Doom buggies, and those Doom buggies are so fucking good, dog. I'm still chasing that high.
Jak 3.
Also, sorry about the spoilers for Mega Man. Apparently,
Jak 3.
Jak 3. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on. For people in the chat, if you haven't played Mega Man Z3 and you were planning to, I'm sorry about the spoilers. That game's old now. You could have gotten to it at any point in the last 20 fucking years.
Right. Same for fucking Jak and Daxter. Yes. You've had your chance. Oh my god.
Look, Jak 3 is good except for the part where Jak and Ashlyn make out for some fucking reason.
It's absurd. I'm still mad about it, obviously. That wasn't a riff. That was for real. So, Saturn, did you ever play Jak 3? Do you know anything about that game?
I watched the Gigaboot stream some of it.
Okay, so just real quick. It's a spoiler. I don't care anymore. It's April Fool's Day. So that game is the third game in the series, and in the first two games, don't tell me that Jak 3 is 22 years old. I'm gonna kill myself.
Don't do that to yourself.
You're telling me that Jak 3 is as old as that little tyke in our Discord server who felt too bad to attend a stream. It's April Fool's Day. I'm allowed to be mean. Listen to our podcast,
you fucker.
Why are you here otherwise? Fuck. Kill me.
But the fucking the first two games, there's like a childhood friend character named Kira that like there's like a whole thing in both games going on between those two between the main character Jack and Kira, and that's like the whole thing. And in the third game, inexplicably, they're not speaking to each other, and even more baffling, the game ends and there has been no tension whatsoever between like the cool badass redhead whose name is Ashlyn and she kicks ass, but like there's like no romantic tension between these two characters at all, right? Mm-hmm. Jack 3 ends inexplicably on Ashlyn showing up and just literally just start making out with Jack out of nowhere. Like that's the end of the game. It's fucking bizarre.
Like it's because like not only does she have no romantic tension with Jack at all, she has romantic tension with another character in Jack 2.
It's crazy. Anyways,
it's like
play Jack 3. It's still a good video game, I swear.
They're getting in early on that 7th gen compet.
Yes, it's crazy.
Just like, well, we got to the end of the game, and this guy and this girl aren't attached, so play kissies now.
Yeah.
Now kiss.
But he already had a girl to do that with.
That's right. That's the thing. Is that like there was already compet in the game, but they did not go with the established one. Bizarre. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyway, Jack 3 is still a really good game because
it's still a really good game. One day I'll play Baldur's Gate 3. I will at some point. I just need to be in the right mood for it. That game is too big. You have to be really mentally ill, like in the right way, to approach a big game like that. Do you know what I mean? It's like starting Star Trek, right?
Yeah.
Like, I had to start Star Trek at a weird time in my life, and then I could just keep playing, like watching Star Trek. But you gotta be in the right headspace, I think, to start a big game like Baldur's Gate 3. So.
Marcus in chat says all three of you besides Saturn picked games that came out in 2004.
That's right, baby. 2004 year of the game.
God, if here's the thing, if we had collectively agreed it has to be about as old as Fallout 3 and also be a third game, one of the other ones I was thinking of doing, except for the fact that it would have been clocked so easy, as I was kind of considering, what if I did Metal Gear Solid 3?
You should have,
that's such a good choice, though, too.
That would have been a really good
The only
pick.
reason I didn't is because I was like, okay, I know literally everybody on this podcast knows that game inside and out.
Yeah,
There's
correct.
no way for me to sustain that illusion for even a minute.
Yeah, that's
Listen, Saturn, the fun was always in just trying to thread the needle and finding the parts that are the most Fallout 3 you can remember.
I will say that picking Baldur's Gate 3 is a very funny choice because the rest of us picked like action games with guns, right? So
I had picked an RPG.
Yeah, you could, like, if it had just been the three of us, we probably could have like kept a reasonable discussion about like guns and mechanics and stuff going for a long time, right?
Yeah,
I'll leave.
No, but that's the funny of it. That's the joke, is that it was suddenly like, well, I picked a Magic playthrough, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, and then
it instantly derails my thought process.
Saturn. Yeah. Saturn, you said I did a Magic build, and like my like reality shifted 20 degrees.
I literally thought I was gonna fall, like I was falling over from like, I was so dizzy from my wine.
I was like,
I will say, Shia, until Otzi mentioned a score system, I did actually assume that Otzi's was Mass Effect 3.
That's a good
You suck.
I was also leaning. I was like, early on, I'm like, did Oates pick Mass Effect?
Because I was thinking, I'm like, that's a game that has guns, and it has a weird melee thing, and then the third one's kind of contentious, and it has like a weird attitudes about the ending and romance or whatever, so like, maybe. And then you brought up score system, like, well, fuck, I don't know, a Capcom action game, I guess.
Yeah.
And then to make things even more complicated, I brought up the Cyber Elf system, and it made everybody very confused.
When you brought up like swapping out like parts, I was like, Nier Automata?
I also briefly thought Nier Automata, but I'm like, wait a minute, Nier Automata doesn't have a scoring system, so what the fuck?
Inscrutable. Good work.
Yeah, good work,
actually,
everyone.
I guess it does have combat ratings.
It does.
Oh, well,
yeah.
nevertheless.
I guess it kind of does. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's fine. It's so good.
Didn't say it, Shia, but described the system mechanically.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very impressed with our ability to keep this bit going for as long as we did. I was like, early on, I was like trying to think of like, should I fold in actual things that happened in Fallout 3?
No, it's much funnier to like play it completely straight.
I'm genuine. I was very genuine. At one point, I was going to ask everybody, so how did Fox die in your playthrough, just to see what you would say?
God, do we want to actually do that real quick while we're still here?
Actually,
this is pretty.
You know what? I need to ask. So how did Fox die in your playthrough?
Fox die.
You know what? He didn't really die. He did turn into a robot. But they fixed that between games.
He didn't die for me either, but I did have to turn him into a squid man.
Hang on, I gotta Google something. Oh.
Well, Sarah's looking that one up. I can't. Mike's not picking up her.
Yeah, Sarah, you lost everything.
No, it'll show up on the Zencaster recording.
What
did you say though? I didn't hear it.
What was your zone?
So for mine, it would be he valiantly stays behind to help the help the resistance survive by blowing up the last link on the car train, like the train car.
It looked like he died, but actually he was fine, and he gets to come back in the kart game that came out after this one.
I never saw how Jack 3 ends. I saw how that kart game ends.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Jack X kicks ass too.
Jack X ends like the way like a red letter media like Hong Kong action film ends, where somebody's car blows up and that's just it.
That's it. And the game
credits roll instantly.
It kicks ass. Great.
The thing is, Jack X is fun, even though like it shouldn't be. It is a good game.
It's actually a really good video game. It's fine. It looks like he dies, but he doesn't. He's fine, and he comes back and he's in the racing game afterward. That's my answer.
They should make a Baldur's Gate kart racer. I mean, like, why not?
Right. They should make I would play a Fallout kart racer. I mean, that would mean Fallout needs functioning vehicles, but shit, maybe.
I think a Fallout kart racer would just be like a pre-war Formula 1, but if your vehicle blows up, it does take a city block with it.
Right, yeah.
So, F-Zero.
Yeah. There you go.
True. Sounds cool.
Mm-hmm. The kart racing Fallout game is just
I should have talked about F-Zero GX. That story mode's so fucking insane.
F-Zero GX is the first game I ever played. Like, it had a story.
That explains so much.
Where I'm just like, fuck, I don't think I can do this. I think this is just beyond me. That story mode is fucking brutal. If you're like 8 years old, that story mode just whips your ass and there's no easier option.
It's great. Okay.
See, the thing about this event, about doing this recording thing, is that now I'm like, God, I really want to replay the Ratchet and Clank games now that I've been thinking about Ratchet and Clank for a week.
Yeah, think about Ratchet and Clank, and I think about Jack 3 again and be like, shit.
Is that a PS3 HD port available on like PS5 and stuff?
Oh God, I don't know. Is it on? Can I finally play it on a fucking PC? Is it on Steam? That would be.
It's definitely not on Steam because it's a Sony product.
No.
I mean, Sony put some products on Steam. I think Rift Apart is the only Ratchet and Clank game on Steam.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh well. Well, girl can dream. Maybe someday.
Well, I mean, PS2 emulators are getting pretty good, so.
Yeah, that's true. Good point.
Apparently, they work pretty well on that fucking Ain Thor and Ain Odin thing that I was telling you about the other night.
Ooh, well.
Oh, I should get something like that to get a bunch of games out of PS3 jail. You know?
Yeah. Like what I was saying on there is like, look, like if it runs well in emulator on PC, odds are good it will run well on here. But it's not magic like anything that like any shit ass emulators or games just don't emulate well aren't going to magically be better on here. But like through PS2, everything's clean 60 frames a second, and for PS3, it's like it's kind of dependent on the game actually emulating well already. But if it does, it does. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Someday I'll play. Local Drakengard 3 fan looking forward to playing Drakengard 3 someday.
Yeah, like literally only 400 people have ever played that game in human history. So
yeah, you know, but everybody loves it. Allegedly.
Everybody loves pornography of the robust main cast of that video game.
Explicitly inspired by Madoka, by the way. Very funny.
I'll pretend to be surprised.
Yeah, no, literally Yoko
You're
Taro.
telling me Yoko Taro, you watched Madoka Magica and went, fuck, this is my jam.
Yeah, this is my shit.
Do you think he's waiting for that second Madoka movie to come out before he finally makes Drakengard 4?
Yeah.
God, I hope.
He's also waiting for Wahlberg Gets Knocked. Understandable, dog. Same here. Oh, God. Okay.
Maybe it would be out if they just said, Yoko Taro, we're letting you write and direct the new Madoka movie.
God, shut up.
Maybe that's what he's been working on.
I want that. I think we should let Gen Urobuchi and Yoko Taro make a video game together. No, we shouldn't. I said that out loud. That's a terrible idea.
No, that's a great idea. You'd basically get the Japanese video game equivalent of Smiling Friends.
I feel like... No, well, yes, but also, like, Smiling Friends through the lens of Sayano Uta sequel.
That's
the thing
correct.
is, you need Gen Urobuchi and Yoko Taro to collaborate because we need an evil version of Uchikoshi and Kodaka finally collaborate.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because obviously Uchikoshi and Kodaka... Uchikoshi and Kodaka are Mario and Luigi, obviously, and then Yoko Taro and Urobuchi are Wario and Waluigi.
Yeah, there you go.
This makes perfect sense to me. Has no idea what the fuck Saturn's
nodding.
saying.
No, I understand. I'm just nodding like, no, yes, absolutely.
I understand.
Spit on it.
I understand the words that Saturn is saying, but I can't elaborate on them.
You'll understand. You just have to play as many visual novels as I have, and then you'll be enlightened.
Everything will make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
The question is, where does Ryukishio 7 fit into all of this?
Princess Peach, obviously.
Toad.
I think Sonic the Hedgehog.
Senator, I think we have to. I think we have to put you out back.
See, Magus agrees with me.
Yeah.
Magus is also getting the banhammer.
You're also getting out of here. Oh God.
Why does everyone want to kill me for my righteous and correct ideas?
I'm going to kill them both
to the
if you're
Numinous.
wrong.
They hated Saturn for they spoke the truth.
Ryukishio 7 and Sonic the Hedgehog.
There's our if we were pulling titles, that would be it.
Yeah.
In our version of video game mascots, if they were 50-plus-year-old Japanese visual novel writers.
Right, absolutely.
All right, we got to get out of here. This was fun. April Fools, everyone. We gotcha.
Happy April Fools, everyone.
Really, Kinoko Nasu is Princess Peach, if you think about it.
Kinoko Nasu is literally a Toad. No, Kinoko Nasu is literally Toad. He's a mushroom.
But, like, he's the one that everybody wants.
Well, I mean,
they all want his success and his royal power.
Everyone likes playing as Toad in Mario 2, so, like...
I guess that's true.
Toad is me because I am also a visual novel writer, but I'm much smaller.
much smaller.
And the thing is, everyone treats me like I'm a real
beloved.
character, even though I'm technically like a nameless individualist part of a class, a visual novel author, instead of a specific one.
That's true. Because like, there's a lot of different Toads.
Yeah.
Wow.
I made a visual novel called Butterfly Affect with a couple other of them.
Other Toads, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We formed a Toad Jinchi circle.
Oh. Toad Jinchi circle. You guys form up like Voltron. Good job.
Yeah.
We gotta get out of here. We gotta get out of
thank
here.
you.
Otherwise we'll just keep yapping all night.
Yeah, thank you to Broke for free views for background music. You can follow us all on our social medias. Email us at thegorgepodcast@gmail.com. Join our Discord where you can yell at us for not talking about Fallout 3. Patreon.com/thegorge. Give us money to listen to the Reboot, our tabletop RPG, and also listen to the Reboot, our tabletop RPG.
It's good. Even if you don't pay to listen to it, if you just want to be a free listener, it just means you get episodes a week after everybody else. So please listen to the Reboot. It's really good.
And to be really clear, other one dude, I dream every night of Nasu using me as a neutral B special.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. All right, thanks for watching, everyone.
Natsuko Ishikawa is Gex. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.